Hello, dreamers, and welcome back to Dream Queen by Perla'S. As always, guys, thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, I definitely encourage you guys to do so. It helps with growing the channel, getting the video out there for more people, as well as keeping me accountable. For personal readings, all that information can be found down below in the description. Scorpios, this is your weekly reading. And again, guys, before we get started, general reading, take what applies and leave the rest. We have this energy of attraction, Scorpio, and we're always constantly attracting, but for some reason this energy is really emphasized this week for you guys. So keep your mouth shut if you don't know what to say. And I say that in like the nicest way, because a lot of you Scorpios have a lot of things that are trying to come in for you, but you are dismissing it with your words. You are dismissing it with your words. So this is when we talk about that dialogue, right? So let's put it this way, for example. Normally, every time you do a certain activity, right? Whether it is every time that you run, or every time that you, let's say, go back to school, you learn something, or every time that you have to work doubles, whatever it is, right? There's a certain energy that has normally been applied with it, right? Whether that is a headache, whether that is feeling drained, whether that is muscle pain, whatever it is. So it's like, you know that next week or this week you're going to be working a double, so you're already allowing yourself to start feeling whatever that is, and then you're telling yourself, oh, I'm going to be working doubles those 2 days, so I know I'm going to have a headache. So you're already saying what you're going to have, and that is where the trick of the trick comes in with you, with attraction. So if you're tired of feeling a certain way when you're doing something or you're engaging in something, then say, right? Because our words have power. Say what it is that you want to experience during that time. However it is that you want to word it, right? So, when you work doubles, when I do work doubles, I feel amazing. I have a wonderful time. Time flies by, whatever it is, because your energy for bringing things into reality instantly this week are really, really heightened for whatever the reason it is for you guys. So I would try, if I were you guys, honestly, I would try my best to write down everything that I've been trying to manifest and speak them out into reality so that you can allow them to come in. Because it's almost kind of like this energy of like, yeah, that's the way that it was, but it's not the way. Just because something has been doesn't mean that it has to continue on being, if that makes sense. So let's put it this way. Excuse me. When I first started doing spinning, and is in the evening, I always had a difficult time working out at night and getting a restful night of sleep, regardless of whatever exercise it was. But for a really long time, I kept telling myself that, like, I can't work out in the afternoon. I can't work out in the afternoon. I can't work out in the afternoon. So every time I did it, I felt worse afterwards. Like, right, it would take me a day or two to recover, right? But then I was like, you know what? I realized I was really enjoying the classes, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna feel amazing when I do spin class. I'm gonna sleep like I've never slept before when I go to spin classes. I'm going to feel waking up the next morning feeling amazing, feeling energized. I'm going to get a restful full night of sleep, whatever. And I started saying that, and even though it didn't start happening immediately, it started to happen, right? And now it's like, okay, that dialogue that I had with working out in the evening has changed, right? Because for many years it was like 5 o'clock in the morning, still a 5 a.m. person. Love those 5 a.m. workouts. But there's also other things that I want to do, that classes and things that are offered in the afternoon. But I always prevented myself from attending to them because of what I used to say I was going to feel. So I was setting into motion how it was that things were going to manifest from that moment forward. So when I realized that, then I started to change the dialogue so that I could attract what it is that I wanted. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and let's pull out a few tarot. So we have the 10 of Cups. Why are you turned around? So we have the 10 of Cups, we have the Knight of Swords, and then we have the 2 of Cups. There is a sense here of needing to fight for what it is that you want. And a lot of the time that fighting is coming from, it obviously is coming from yourself, but it's coming to yourself. So the only person that you have to be in a battle with right now is those old way of thinking, or that old way of saying things, that old dialogue that is really not doing you any favors. It's almost kind of like you see it, all right. I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and they were like, oh, I have so much to do this week. So when you say you have, it almost feels like I have to do all of these things, right? It almost feels like constricted. It almost feels like you don't have a choice. It almost feels like you're missing out on something. So I told this person, I was like, instead of saying you have to, say I am going to do all of these things this week. And then you're putting yourself in an energy where you're looking forward to it. You are anticipating it, whether you like it or not, right? What it is that you're going to do. But you're changing little by little the direction of where the energies are going when it comes to that situation. Because I can sit here and say, oh, I have to clean, I have to cook, I have to do the laundry, I have to do this, I have to pick up the kids, I have to edit videos, I have to do this, oh, I have a client, I have this, I have that. And then by the time I'm done, I'm so freaking exhausted. I'm just thinking about the things that I have to do that I want to go ahead and freaking take a nap, right? No, then I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm going to do A, B, C, and D. Then I'm going to take a break. And then I'm going to do F through G. Like, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like a lot of the time, these are mind games that you have to learn to play with yourself till they become second nature. Because the way that you're perceiving life, or the way that you're talking, the dialogue that you're using, are things that have been programmed to within you since you were a child. And for some things it's easier to break or to reprogram, and other things are a little harder, and that's fine. But trying every day, or putting your best foot forward every single day, is what's going to help you. So let's go ahead and let's pull out a love energy card. And now the love energy can be any type of relationship. This can be romantic, platonic. This can be your relationship with your spirituality, with yourself, career. We have the hammer, sabotage, rebuilding, interrogation, receptive, persistent, and working on it. So yeah, there's going to be days where the dialogue with yourself is going to seem like it comes easier, depending on what the situation it is. And with others, it's going to feel like you're going to have to hammer that shit into your head to kind of really stick with it. But regardless of it, you're showing up every day. Regardless of it, every single day you're trying. And that is what it's about, right? It is about working on it on a daily basis. Because when you start working on it, then it's almost kind of like you're starting from scratch, and you don't want that. All right, so let's go ahead and let's pull out a closing message for Scorpios. It's like one day you get it, the next day you don't. All right, give me one card for Scorpio, Spirit. One card for Scorpios. The Phoenix, number 9. How's that for a happily ever after? Focus this week on what you're trying to manifest. Focus this week on where it is that you want your life to head. What it is that you want to do. What it is you want to create. Don't focus on what it is that you don't have, right? So like, let's say you you have a certain amount of money in the bank, and this is just an example, and you have to pay something by like the 3rd or the 4th of February, and there are other things that you want to do, but then you're just focused on like, oh, I can't do anything because I don't have any money, because that money has to go for that, and I am so broke, and I am so this. Guess what? That's exactly what you're calling in. So guess what's going to happen the next month? What it is that you're calling in this time. So instead, say, you know what is it that you want? Do you want more money? Do you like whatever it is? Say, you know what? I have money. I am financially stable. I am financially free. I love the fact that I am able to do things that I want to do. However it is you want to word it, to be honest with you guys, it is going to be different for everyone, because I can sit here and say something, but if it doesn't sit with you, there could be one word that just doesn't sit right with you, and you can say it 100 times, and it's not going to work for you because it's not your natural words, right? So the affirmations are a tool. How it is, or what words you choose to use with those words, with those affirmations, excuse me, is what is going to allow you to manifest a lot quicker. So I know certain words that as soon as I say them, they just don't feel right within me. And I know that I have to work up to those words, right? So I allow myself to speak those affirmations that they feel, when I say them, they feel real, and they feel like they're actually with me or are actually happening. Whether it is money, whether it is business, whether it is fitness, whether it is relationship, regardless of whatever it is, make sure that your affirmations that you're using feel natural to you. Well, guys, that is all that I have. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing. Guys, take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.